This is Stephen Alexander, another BSFS book review. The ghosts of readers past! You know me by now, listeners, especially after 125 episodes, that I like to take on complex and interesting works. Yeah, whoa indeed. But what if I were to tell you that I do not actively seek out the strangest things? Okay, you seem skeptical, but I think today's product put itself on my computer hard drive somehow. Today, we're talking about Haunted Planet by Ken Jackson, a series of comic books, number one being sponsored by the Sierra Club somehow, about aliens infiltrating our world to make us release more carbon so they can live here. Stymieing their plans is Sol Moreno, a lazy young adult who plays too many video games and may have some kind of psychological disorder. The art is somewhat crude, but I think that helps with making the story even scarier and gives the alien threat an even creepier aesthetic than in other forms like True Color. How does main character Sol Moreno and his sister the eco-activist figure into the aliens' plans? Well, if you'd stop losing your stupid thumb drives, we wouldn't have so much plastic waste. It's your fault aliens are coming and why it's 115 degrees of 95% humidity in Alaska in May. What did I like about the story? Haunted Planet 1 was sponsored by the Sierra Club as a way of getting comic book readers interested in environmental policy and waste management. I think it did a great job of conveying the seriousness of the issue with handy information tables in between comic book scenes. Why do I know it's important? Well, a few years after this comic was written, China closed off its cheapo plastic recycling, and now we have too much crappy plastic to deal with. And now in 2019, we're losing recycling options because there isn't enough money in it. Anyway, it appears that Ken Jackson decided to continue the storyline he started with in number 1, and we learn more details about the characters and what the aliens are up to on our Earth and other worlds where they enslave the population. For the evils. What didn't I like about the story? So I got Haunted Planet 1 to 3 to check out the series. While I found it to be a fascinating read, it run a bit too gross and in-your-face uncannyism that I think will turn off most readers. My wife has enough nightmares, and so she can't deal with this, even though the plot isn't really that scary. If you can handle Bounty X Mindar or his comics, then you can handle this. If you can handle Saga, then you can handle this. But if you can't handle visceral comics, stay away from this. The style is also reminiscent of Crumb Comics and Chick Tracks. You remember those weird and gross Christian comic handouts weirdos used to pass out to kids at the mall back in the 80s? Yeah, kinda like that style. Also of note is that the comic became The Planet after episode 3, which is obvious on ComixCentral, but not so much when searching online. My recommendation: if you need nightmare fuel for Halloween or something to scare your too tough kids, you can't go wrong with this comic. I give Haunted Planet an original score of 3.5 out of 5 stars. Get scared of pollution. Woo! Got any ideas, suggestions, or works you need to review? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, scary things are all in your head, based off of what drugs you're supposed to take to make the voices stop. Or maybe not. Next week, we'll continue our scary story trend with the Halloween horror movie, Becky. Terrifierific. Yeah.